Why was my brother praying? He never prays. Was he looking for strength, guidance, or protection? He was praying because he was going to lead us 7 skiers out of a cave out of the top of Mont Blanc, the highest mountain in Europe, through a cave to 3 of the most deadly challenges you can face skiing down a glacier. The first challenge was to do a walk along the edge of Mont Blanc. It was an ice ledge. The guide had tied us all together, all 7 of us. He took all the poles, put it in his backpack. He carried the skis, and we walked along a ledge that was this wide, that deep. And the only thing that prevented us from falling was a thin rope along the side. It was a sheer drop to your death if you slipped. But we were tied together. And in fact, as I walked, the weakest skier of us all was Richard Laguerre. He insisted on going. I did not want him to go. I was worried about him. He was tied to us. He was tied in front of me. And Richard Laguerre slipped twice. And if he had not been connected to me and to the other ones, he would have fell to his death. It was connected together, the safety of all of us that got us through that edge, through that first challenge. And as we came to the end of this very dangerous descending walk along the mountain, we came to the beginning of the glacier run. The glacier was going to be extremely dangerous. We actually were wearing a monitor in case there was an avalanche, and harnesses in case we fell on the most dangerous aspect of skiing through a glacier, which is a crevasse. There are hidden cracks in the earth. You don't see them, but when you fall in, there's a good chance you don't come out. The guide said, whatever you do, follow my tracks. We're going to go through this glacier field, through ice falls, but do not go outside my tracks. Why? Apparently, 2 days before, a skier went off track, went into a crevasse. Tip, never take your skis off when you're in a glacier field. The logic behind it is if you go down, you get caught. And he was. So they're working to get him out. They had his harness. They were getting him. His body heat melted the mountain next to him. It collapsed right on top of him. The only thing I could do is come back during the spring and dig him out. We spent the next 8 hours crevassing and missing him. As we went, you could see him right next to you going through moguls and ice fields. But we stayed behind the guide. We followed each other. We relied on each other's support and belief that we were doing the right thing together as a team. We faced the third challenge, which I think was the most difficult challenge. It actually was an ice cave. We actually had to walk sideways through an ice cave tied together that was extremely descending into what they like to call the heart of the mountain, the glacier, but also the abyss. You slide down all the way without making it across, about 200 meters down to a metal gate. There was no coming back. We were tied together again. And in fact, we all slipped. It was pure ice, except for some steps as we went down. During that run, why would anyone do that? Why would you challenge yourself? You will see things that you would never have experienced before. See and feel things. I saw Italy and France, the mountains of Italy and France. I saw the sun glow on the ice and it turned it icy blue. But I accomplished something that very few people do, and I survived. And I thought about it as I got on the curricula is what they call it. It's a special train going down the mountain that clicks as you go down. And I was talking with our friends, and I've reflected. How did we make it? How did we do it? We all change. You change when you go to the edge. You change when you risk your life. But you don't do it alone. I would have never been able to do any of that if it hadn't been with the support, not only physically by being tied together, but also with a guide to lead me down that mountain. And that is what life is about. Think about as you look around here. Most of you are going to the edge by coming here. Some of you giving your first speech. Many of you doing additional speeches or doing evaluations. You're all going to the edge. And you will change. When you go to the edge, you change. You're a different person than when you started. But you don't do it alone. You have an amazing group, amazing leaders. You've got support, just as I had a guide and I was tethered to friends and expert skiers, you are tethered to each other to help each other do amazing things and change. What a life. Mr. Tusker.